What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report. And coming up on today's show, we're going to be looking at the top 5. We got the top 5 Alex Caruso trade destinations. That is what is going to headline today's episode of the Bulls Report. Absolutely no. With the latest rumors kind of floating around Mr. Six in Chicago, it is more than likely than not that he would be dealt before the NBA trade deadline. Obviously, an NBA contender would love to have a guy like Caruso on their team. So I got the top 5 Alex Caruso trade destinations on today's show. But if you guys want to stay up to date, the Bulls are obviously probably going to be entering a fire sale mode here in a second, with LaVine being dealt, DeRozan being dealt, even a guy like Vooch, and maybe even a guy like Patrick Williams being dealt as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Help us reach 5,000 subs. Would love to hit it here shortly. So help us out, lock us in, hit that sub button. All right, let's talk about it. The honorable mentions for Alex Caruso. So actually, a couple of these teams are higher up in the odds, but I wanted to do my top 5 AC destinations as kind of just what I really think is most likely to happen. But there are some honorable mentions. The Golden State Warriors, obviously they're always super aggressive, and with Klay Thompson kind of struggling lately and them needing a better point of attack defender, I could see them maybe throwing like Kuminga or something for Caruso, or maybe just throwing us a first. So keep your eyes on the Warriors. The Kings, too, young up-and-coming team. Maybe they need another guy, another role player to help them get them over the top. So I put them on there. The Hawks are having a really good year. They obviously have 2 guards, one at the most locked in on the defensive side of the floor with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. Maybe them as well. The Bucks, with getting rid of Drew Holiday, maybe they could want to bring in Caruso to help them out as that strong point of attack guy with Brook Lopez on the back end. They're one to keep your eyes out on for. Dallas Mavericks, this was the toughest one to probably leave out here. Listen, they're off to a great start this year. They're one of the best offenses in the NBA. Well, a guy like Caruso could definitely help them out on the defensive side of the floor. Obviously, you got Luka and Kyrie, 2 offensive, generational talents. What if they wanted a guy like Caruso to kind of be their, top dog on defense? Well, let's jump into it. The top 5, I keep wanting to call him Alexander Caruso for some reason. Alex Caruso trade destinations. Number 5 for me is the New York Knicks. Obviously with the Knicks, they traded for a similar player in Josh Hart last year, but, their kind of style of guard. They obviously got a bunch of good role-playing guards over there, but maybe they would want to kind of get an upgrade over a guy like Josh Hart. Maybe they want to upgrade that spot. So I put the New York Knicks on here just mainly because also Caruso is the definition of a Tibbs guy. I think the Knicks are, the most unlikely, obviously, out of the top 5. That's why I have them at 5. But them or the Mavericks, I was kind of debating back and forth. But I do think the Knicks could have a spot for Caruso. Because, listen, Caruso's off to a great start this year. I mean, in 10 games played, 8.6 points per night, 60% from the field, which is ridiculous, and then 44% from downtown. I think he'd be a great fit there in New York. I mean, a backcourt of him and Jalen Brunson, I think would be pretty freaking deadly over there. And listen, they think they can maybe win a championship this year. He could be the extra piece. Number 4 for me is Boston. Listen, our Celtics channel here at Chat Sports, they've been kind of pounding the table that they want Caruso in Boston. And listen, I mean, if the Celtics would ever get their hands on Alex Caruso, they would have an all-time great defense. I mean, they would be an all-time great defensive team. You think about it, Drew Holiday, Derek White, and Caruso. Imagine being an opposing guard trying to score on those 3. And then you also pair him up with 2 great wing defenders in Tatum and Brown. And then obviously the rim protector in Kristaps Porzingis. And also a guy like Al Horford who can switch kind of 3 through 5 and, be pretty good when he is switched onto guards. I mean, they would legit have 6 all-NBA defenders on their team. I just think that would be absolutely scary. I hope the Bulls don't send him to Boston because I think the Boston Celtics could, go win an NBA championship if they would get Caruso. But those are my top 2 right now, or the bottom 2, 5 and 4, Knicks and Celtics for Caruso destinations. But I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on this because I really am not too sure. What type of haul can the Bulls get for Alex Caruso? Is it a first? Is it a first and a player? Is it just some players? What type of haul would you want for Caruso? Let me know your thoughts down below. Number 3 for me, again, another team that's kind of on the verge of true title contention that may need that extra piece is the Miami Heat. They're obviously all in on Dame, struck out in that aspect. And listen, I think the Heat would make a great fit. I mean, and plus, think about this. Caruso and that Heat culture, man, they would be absolutely unstoppable. I mean, if you told Eric Spoelstra, or if you gave him Alex Caruso as kind of that chess piece in the playoffs, able to deploy him on any sort of kind of scoring guard or wing, I mean, it would be pretty deadly. Plus, pair him up with Bam. Like, a lot of these teams, like, they're probably looking at Caruso like, is a true kind of like point of attack guy, but also a lock and trail defender. If they have a good big that can switch, like they could really get a truly all-time great defense as well. So Heat, keep your eyes on them. That's why I got him number 3. But coming up here in just a second, I'm gonna have my top 2 Alexander. Or see, I keep wanting to call him Alexander Tex. I don't know what's going on. Alex Caruso trade destinations here in a second. But today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. If you guys don't know what Prize Picks is, it is daily fantasy made easy. Make sure you guys do get hooked up today. If you guys go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS, you get a first deposit match up to $100. All you got to do, pick 2 or more players, choose more or less on some projected stat types, and start seeing the cash roll in today. This is a lineup I'm rolling with this weekend. I'm going to go more than C.J. Stroud, 1.5 passing touchdowns, more than Kelsey's going half a touchdown total. More for Jalen Hurts, half a rushing touchdown, then more for CeeDee Lamb, 86.5 receiving yards. You guys can get involved in on the fun at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. The link for that will be in the comment section and description of today's show. Make sure you guys do get hooked up today. Ton of fun, makes the games a whole lot more enjoyable. But number 2 for me, Philadelphia. What about the 76ers? I do actually think the Sixers are probably pretty likely that they're out on Zach LaVine. I just think with the emergence of Tyrese Maxey, I think they're going to want to go that direction, but they could also use good role players because you're going to be going against the Bucks in the East, and they obviously have Dame now. You want to get another good defender for him, and even Boston. I mean, they're a stacked unit. Give them an extra piece. And right now, actually, Vegas, the bookmakers out west, got the Sixers as the favorite to land Alex Caruso plus 250. Lakers find themselves at plus 300. Bucks plus 450. Again, Warriors and Mavs ahead of other teams like the Knicks, Celtics, and Heat on the bookmakers out west side of things. But obviously, I just don't know. I just don't know if like truly the Warriors or the Mavs will make that move. But maybe I am wrong. But I got the Sixers at 2. They're a big time team. You know, obviously when you have a guy like Embiid, you're always going to be in title contention. Just getting those extra pieces, getting those guys who are better on the margins could help them out. Number 1 for me, maybe this is a little too obvious. The Los Angeles Lakers, man. Doesn't it feel right if Caruso would just go back home with LeBron, AD, and Austin Reeves? I mean, LeBron would love it the most. If there's anybody, out there watching this and who would, love this move the most, it would be the Lakers. And listen, this makes too much sense to me. Like, I mean, obviously with the Lakers, kind of the spot they're in right now, they like their guys. They don't really love them. A guy like Caruso, you have LeBron pounding the table for him. I definitely think the Lakers will at least submit an offer to the Bulls. It's just going to come down to whether the Bulls accept it or not. But also AK, he's got a good relationship with Clutch Sports, so kind of a connection there. And obviously Caruso did win a championship with the Lakers as well. But I do want to wrap it up just kind of saying thank you to Alex Caruso. I do think your time in Chicago is over, and I just got to say it's been an honor to watch you play basketball, just the energy, the grit and grind that you would bring every single night, no matter what the Bulls' record was, no matter what the score was every night. I knew 110% you were going to be out there busting your ass for this basketball team. So, Alex, thank you so much. You're a Bulls legend, even though you were only here a couple of years. You guys can also give me a follow on Twitter at PatSeeps. Put that link for you guys in the comments and description of today's show. See you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go Bulls.